Welcome everybody to another Voice of Nick show. We are looking at more Adventure Game Jam 2023 games, and we're gonna sort of look through a bunch of stuff. For anybody who doesn't know, recently we worked on a game that was submitted to the Adventure Jam 2023. We made it in 10 days. The jam was actually for 2 weeks, but I only found out about it a couple days in, so I'm proud to say that I actually completed this in even less time. This is called Young Homer. You can see it on here. It's an adventure game about the Greek poet Homer trying to write the Odyssey. So you can find it at this URL, or I'll post a link in the description of the video so you can check it out for yourselves. But what we're going to do here is look through a bunch of people's games who, other people who made games for the Adventure Game Jam. So we're going to go through here. We're going to look through some people's games who reviewed our game and check their stuff out and lend our thoughts. And we're also going to just go through and randomly choose, games from the jam that we haven't played yet and take a look at those too. So there's a whole lot of good stuff in this game jam so far that we've played. I'm really excited to keep going. The first one that we got on the docket here is the alignment paradox, which you can see on the side of your screen here. This person checked out our game, and I'm really excited to check out theirs. So just so that everybody knows, we're going to be sending this to the developer at the end with a little timestamp of like where to find their game. So this is a message to the developer should they choose to watch the video. I have not seen the game yet. I have not played it yet. I didn't read anything about it. This is going to be my actual first impression of the game, and I'm just gonna say whatever comes to my head naturally. And I tell you all this because I want you to know that nothing I say will be personal, of course. Everything that I say is my authentic reaction to what is happening in the game. And hopefully by understanding that that's what I'm doing and by being able to see what I'm doing in the game and hear what I'm thinking about while I play the game, hopefully that can be valuable to you as the developer, because I know that developing my game, being able to see people play it and hear what they're thinking was very, very helpful to me. So let's jump into it. We're going to take a look at the game here, but let me get one thing fixed on my other screen real quick. And then we'll move forward there. So sometimes my thing doesn't update on Twitch here. I think that fixed it. Good. So let's check it out. Love the artwork, the front cover artwork, really, really striking. A point-and-click adventure game made for Adventure Jam 2023. Right-click to look, left-click to interact. Inventory is at the top of the screen. Click one inventory item, then another to use them together. If you get stuck, remember, you're not the only one who can interact with things. Impatient. Left-click to skip, escape to skip. Appreciate that. Not that I would skip it, but I appreciate that it's in there. It's a good idea. Voice acting. Oh, okay. Writing, design, artwork, programming. I really envy people who had the know-how to be able to make their game and add voice acting and add music, because for anyone who played my game, it is completely devoid of sound, which I definitely think it would have benefited from having that, but I just couldn't. I don't know enough about it to feel confident with the sound, so I skipped it. But yeah, I'm excited. Okay, thanks to Dave for all the PowerQuest help. So let's check it out. Let's download this Windows version. We'll put it in our Game Jams folder. This is called Alignment Paradox. And we'll install it. Yeah, this is truly like I have not seen the game at all. You can see that I'm installing it for the first time here. So, yeah, we're gonna take a look through here. So we got the fonts ready to go. that caused a problem with us in one of the other games. And the developer actually fixed that game that had the font problem, so I'm excited to play that one now that we can. Let's launch this. I'm glad that we've been able to actually help some people fix bugs with these videos, you know, sending them to people. I turn the sound down a little bit so we can hear what we're saying. Put it at 60. Okay, very, very slick UI for all this stuff. I really like it.
Oh, my head. Where am I? My mind is completely blank. Who am I? How did I get here? I don't even know what year it is. A faint smell. Leather. Smells synthetic somehow. Why am I handcuffed? Am I a criminal? This isn't a prison, though. It's a basement. I have to find a way to get free. Then I can look for some answers.
Love the art style. A lot of the things how this sort of like plays out, like when that window, you know, after you click and the window kind of opens itself a little bit and this thing falls down and the light spills in. Like, there are ways to the cadence of the animation and the cadence of how the game works, and of course the kind of the text treatment as well all contributes to the feeling of like a Monkey Island LucasArts adventure. Love that. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff here.
That's the circuit breaker controlling power to the room. It looks like the mains power is out. Even if I could reach it, it looks like it's beyond repair. A very old-looking portable backup generator. I can't reach it from here.
One thing that I wish, sort of a small thing, but when the sound of the voiceover cuts in, the music cuts from normal music volume to, you know, dip it to so that it's under the voiceover music volume. But I feel like that would benefit from a fade in and fade back up after it's done, because it could be a little jarring sometimes to hear the music like very starkly cut.
I don't see anything worth mentioning.
But that's a pretty small thing.
There's nothing in there.
Your wrist is securely handcuffed to an iron rail.
Someone really doesn't want me going anywhere. I'll never get them off with my bare hands.
One thing as far as the screenwriting goes, it seems like a really well done screenplay, but just a small note about a single line in the screenplay, which is that the line where he says, "I don't even know what year it is," doesn't necessarily make sense for the character, because I don't know what scenario, like even if I had hypothetically slept for like 5 years, that wouldn't be on my mind. You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't actually think like, I don't know what year it is. I would have to see somebody and ask them like, you know, how the Bears do and the whatever, and they say like, oh, that team doesn't exist anymore. Like, what year do you think it is? You know, like you'd have to find that out some other way, unless you unless it was clear that he like knows that he slept for like so long that it might be a different year. But yeah, again, that's like a really small thing.
There's a key over there. What are the chances it opens these handcuffs? I guess it's irrelevant since it's way out of reach.
Okay, what could I use to actually get anything?
I can't reach the key from here. It's just an old tarp. I can't reach it. I wonder if that hacksaw can cut through steel. I can't reach it.
I love how many potential things could help us, but they're all out of reach.
It's a can of fuel. I can't reach it from here. Hey! Is anyone out there? Is that a dog? Hey, little guy. Go get help. Good dog. Get help. No! Don't come down here. Go and find help. Well, the dog's in here now. Maybe it can help me somehow.
Love that. A small window is the only source of light.
That's a tiny window. Even Luna could only just fit through it. That's a tiny... Luna looks friendly. Come here, boy. Don't be scared. That's it. Come on, boy. Good boy. Oh, he's a she. The name tag on her collar says Luna. Hey, Luna. Who's a good girl? You gonna help me get out of here? Let's see what you can do. There's a key over there. What are the chances it opens these handcuffs? I'm gonna need some help if I want to find out. I can't reach the key from here.
No, tell Luna to do it.
Luna, wanna play fetch?
Oh, that's a really cool mechanic. Oh, and that's what they meant in the hints, that you're not the only one that can interact with stuff.
Fetch the key, Luna. Go on, fetch the key. That's it. Bring it back. Good girl. You did it. Great job, Luna. Luna, wanna play fetch?
So...
I'll never get them.
Oh, do I have the key now? Okay.
I try to insert the key, but my fingers fail me, and the key
Oh,
slips
no.
from my grasp. No! The key glints in the faint light, taunting me. I force my fingers between the bars, but the key is just beyond my reach. I force my... Luna!
One thing that, it's another very small UI thing. Again, I think the concept design and the artwork and the UI in this game is all really strong. So don't take my nitpicking as like a means of saying something bad about the game, but just a small suggestion that in terms of visual language, the blue text seems to be that
Luna,
that is the color like
fetch?
there of the character speaking, and white text
The key glints in
is the
faint
color
light,
of the character
taunting
thinking.
me.
But when we mouse over something, it is in blue text, which doesn't seem to match the visual language. I would think that that would be either white text because it's something he's thinking about, you know, like he's thinking there's an old generator that's lying in the corner, but he's not saying that. And the color of speech is blue. So I would say that I would think that stuff should be white instead, or a different color, like a third color that's the color of, you know, the UI or whatever, like a separate thing. Okay, so what do we think Luna could do? Maybe Luna can...
Luna,
Probably can't get anything from there.
get the key, Luna. She can't reach it.
Maybe there?
Luna, she can't do anything with that. She can't do anything. Luna, she can't do anything.
Tarp?
Fetch, Luna.
Ooh, that could knock over the table, maybe?
That's it. Drag it over here. You can do it. Nice one, Luna. I wonder if that hacksaw... I stretch out and just manage to hook the saw with my foot. Okay, at least I can move around now. Next step, get out of this basement. Wait, what are these weird tattoos on my palms? Some kind of symbol? What does it mean? That's the circuit breaker. It looks like the mains power is out. It's out of fuel.
Aha.
It's a can of fuel.
Oh.
I peer inside the can. It's half full.
It's nice that he's optimistic.
It's full of fuel now. Pull the starter cord and the generator spot us to life. The power's back on. The power is already...
Okay. The remains of the severed
What did I
handcuff.
do to deserve being shackled and left for dead? They're no use to anyone now. I force my fingers between the bars, but the key is just beyond my reach. It's just an old... That's not going to help.
A vast assortment of books lines the shelves. Ooh, we got the symbol here.
Someone really loves to read. I scan the titles. Mostly computer science textbooks. Nothing that's gonna help me get out of here.
Is that something?
A scan that nothing.
No.
Looks like a flashlight. It appears to be a black light. I tried to switch it on, but the batteries are dead. That's the same symbol that's tattooed on my hands. What could it mean? I look back and forth from the symbol on the wall to the ones on my hands, trying to trigger a memory, but it's no good. The symbols are meaningless to me. A framed photo of a woman and a young girl. I gaze at the photo, but the people are strangers to me. A 2024 calendar. Apparently it's July. July 31st. Meg's birthday. I wonder who Meg is. Do I know her? I wonder what's in that drawer. I try the drawer, but it's locked.
So maybe we can use the key, but how would we get it?
It's a toolbox. I rummage through the toolbox.
Ah!
The only thing worth taking is a rusty screwdriver.
Well, that could help.
You can't use that.
Oh, okay. What else we got? Yeah. Interesting that we still have the fuel. I wonder if we can use it.
I can't do anything with that.
Maybe we can cut the rest of the chain.
You can't use that.
Oops.
The grate comes away easily, and I grab the key.
Yeah. Okay.
There's nothing in there. It's nothing useful. There's a leather-bound book in here. Looks like some kind of journal. This seems to be where that leather scent was coming from. There's only one page completed. The previous page has been torn out. Dr. Sam Conway. Is that me?
I feel I'm on the verge of a breakthrough in solving the AI alignment problem, a key challenge in ensuring superintelligent systems align with core human values. Dr. Sam Conway, June 18th, 2024. Okay.
You can't use that.
So we still don't have any batteries.
That could work, but the light needs new batteries.
What else do we have? Put fuel in
They
the
don't work
flashlight.
together.
Okay.
There's nothing else useful in the toolbox. You can't use that. You can't use that. 2024.
So Luna maybe could do something. What could Luna do? Oh, I could just hold left mouse button. That's useful. I like the stylized, like really thin bottom of the legs. Very strong art style. The stairs lead up to a solid looking door.
Looks like that door is my only way out of here.
Oh. Okay, well, first of all, what's the number of things we need? 4. So, maybe it's... Nope.
Damn, I thought that was it. Maybe I should try the day first.
Hey, love that. We got a non-American, possibly? Or maybe we're not in America?
I'm in.
Good stuff. I appreciate that they accounted for that possibility, that the player would think of that, and that the player it's a really important thing to do for like usability or UX or whatever. Like the idea that I, being an American, would always put the month before the day, and that little thing to acknowledge like you did it correctly, but you have to do it in the reverse order. That's very slick. I wouldn't have thought of that, actually. Like, if I was making this and it was the other way around, I wouldn't have thought to do that. That's great.
She's my only friend in the world right now.
Once again, extremely strong art style, you know, understanding of color theory and all this stuff, like the importance of things that are usable to the player and things that are in foreground, background, all that stuff. Excellent. Expensive-looking machinery sits on the desktop. The cabinet contains a hefty fire axe.
That axe looks like it could do some serious damage. I open the cabinet and take the axe. Maybe I'll find some answers on the computer. I tap the space bar and I'm greeted with a login prompt.
Well,
guessing isn't going to get me anywhere.
Yeah, let's look around, but I'm going to say maybe it could have been the name of the person whose birthday it was, especially if that's going to be the code on the door. A huge robotic arm stands dormant over the table.
Someone left a piece of paper on the table. Looks like there's something drawn on it. I study the hastily scribbled diagram.
Point at target and state failsafe command. Interesting.
Looks like some kind of humanoid robot prototype. I can't do anything with that. I try the door, but it looks like it's been sealed shut.
Okay, so, first of all, we could try...
Wrong pass.
It's possible
Guessing
that the dog belongs to the person who lives here. Assuming that the person who lives here, he suggested that he might have lost his memory and that it's him.
July.
He was saying, is that me?
July 30th.
Meg or Megan. Let's try that. Can I type? No.
Wrong pass. Wrong pass.
I love the tactility of just the fact that the keys depress when you click them. It's like really satisfying. Even though technically the letters are not moving, like I really appreciate the keys pressing down.
Guessing is.
Again, that's like a really small UI thing, but it helps a lot. Let's put a save slot here. Appreciate the save option as well. So another thing that my game does not have. I don't know the first thing about
this
adding
seems to
that.
be where that leather scent was coming from. I wonder what happened.
Okay, maybe. No.
You can't use that. You can't use.
He seems to be suggesting that we shouldn't just guess at text. And state failsafe command is interesting. I still can't use the flashlight. Break the computer.
You can't use that.
Break the prototype.
I can't do anything. You can't use that. You can't. I can't do anything with that.
Okay,
I can't do
so
anything.
let's take another look at the
This
journal
seems to
then.
be- I wonder what-
It's a little strange that everything else in the game is like ultra clean UI, non-anti-aliased. This is the only thing in the game that's anti-aliased, and it's a little jarring that it is not also that like ultra clean type of text. But again, it's not really a problem. Okay, so maybe it's another date? Oh no, there's no numbers.
Wrong pass. Wrong pass.
Had to try it.
Wrong.
How many letters can we put in? A lot.
Guess. Luna. She can't do anything. Luna.
There's nothing really to fetch
She
here,
can't do
right?
anything.
Can I use the flashlight and like charge it somehow with the
You can't use that.
generator? No.
They're no use to it.
Can I open up the
They
flashlight?
don't work together.
Yeah.
fit through. That's a tiny window.
Is there something I could do with this? I think I tried that.
You can't use that. The symbol from the diagram is the same one that's on my hands and painted on the wall. How are they connected?
Maybe the flashlight's not really broken.
That could work. I gaze at them. July. I wonder who Meg. There's nothing else. There's nothing else.
Okay. Oh.
Looks like whatever happened here might have been recorded. If I can find a recording from the camera, it might give me some answers.
Interesting.
You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use.
Fuel. Blacklight, screwdriver, journal, axe, diagram. And this seems to be all... Oh, no, it's scrolls. Okay.
You can't use. You can't use. You can't. You can't. You can't. You can't.
Classic adventure game strategy of, when in doubt, click every single thing using every single object. So we're trying, we think at least, that we're trying to find the password to the computer. There's only 2 things that have text on them besides Luna's name tag, which we tried, I'm pretty sure.
She's my only friend. Luna!
There's no way that this is anything here.
Luna! She can't do it. Wrong password. Guessing isn't. Looks like some kind of. This seems to be where that level. I wonder what.
Maybe it's Dr. Sam Conway or Sam Conway. I don't really know why his name would be the password, but...
Guessing.
State failsafe command. Okay. Failsafe command. Can we use this with something?
You can't use. You can't. You can't. You can't.
Maybe we could break down the door?
That's a solid steel door. The axe is no use. You can't use. You can't. You can't.
Okay. Can we saw the prototype? I don't have any more ideas. I'm kind of out of ideas. State the failsafe command. Maybe it's got something to do with this. We don't know necessarily what we're pointing. I assumed that
You can't use that.
the symbol on the wall has black light.
That's not going to help.
Black light coded messages that we need a black light flashlight for, but that could also be a red herring.
You can't use. You can't use that. The symbol from the diary. That's the same symbol. What could it mean?
Damn, come on. I need a battery. Where would there be a battery?
There's nothing else.
The computer wouldn't run on batteries. Maybe we could take batteries from the robot? I don't know that it would run on the same, like, AA batteries as the flashlight, though. I'm kind of out of ideas. Let's see if anybody has said anything. At this point, we should probably just see if we can... Oh, the password. So they're saying that other people said... okay. The password can be found elsewhere. Okay, because that's what I thought, was that the password would be related to the symbol on the wall.
Looks like some kind of humanoid robot prototype.
Damn.
Luna.
Is it not Luna? It's not Luna, right? I thought we tried that. Yeah.
Guessing isn't gonna...
Is there something written on the computer? No.
Guessing.
Is there any part where he's like calling out some kind of
Someone really looked
text?
Scan the titles.
Oh.
Mostly computer science textbooks. Nothing that's gonna help me get out of here.
Okay.
July 31st. Meg's birthday. I wonder who Meg is. Do I know her? I gaze at the photo.
We already tried Meg and Megan
There's nothing
as the
There's
password.
nothing
Damn.
You can't use...
Maybe we can like open up the picture.
You can't use... You can't use...
We haven't used the axe on anything yet.
You
No.
can't... You can't use... Let's see. Here, Luna.
Oh,
Follow the scent.
I skipped something because I thought it was gonna not work.
Good girl. Now, find it. She's looking up the stairs. The scent must lead to the room above.
So the idea was that there was a ripped out page and I was supposed to think about the fact that there is a page ripped out. Let's take a look at the dialogue again.
This seems to be where that leather scent was coming from. I wonder what happened to that torn out page.
Yeah, that's a situation where I just totally... Once I read that once, I skipped past it every time. The dialogue from the game. I just thought that it was innocuous. But I should have known, to be honest, that if he keeps saying it, it's not innocuous. I don't know whether or not that's a game fault or my fault type thing. I think maybe if it was a little bit more obvious, like if Luna barked every time that you opened the book or something. But it's a good puzzle.
Here, Luna. Follow the scent. Good girl. Now, find it.
Oh.
The scent seems to lead to that power socket.
Well, lucky I have a screwdriver.
I loosen the screws and remove the socket casing. There's a rolled up piece of paper inside. Looks like it's the missing journal page. There's nothing on it, but it's full of holes. It's the page that was torn out of the journal. It's full of holes. You can't use that.
Okay. Oh, maybe if I combine this with this,
They don't work together.
or combine this with the wall. Could be some kind of cipher.
You can't use that.
Damn. Or this could correspond to dates on the
can't use
calendar. No? Okay.
You can't use that.
Page full of holes. Okay, maybe it's the other way around.
They don't work together.
Nope.
The symbol from...
What else we got?
They don't work. I place the page over the journal entry.
Kill switch. Oh. That was cool. So now, how do we do this? Oh, that's probably the code for the computer, though.
I'm in. So this is my captor. A secret door. It's activated by one of the books.
Okay, which book was it? I don't know if I'm going to need to remember, but let's just watch it again. It was the green book in the center.
A secret door.
Okay.
What the hell is that? I need to get out of here.
Spooky. Advanced AI, gateways to the unknown.
Advanced AI, gateways to the unknown. I see what you did there. I pull the book and feel it click into place. Then the wall slides open. Great. It's been boarded up from the inside.
Guess what I have? By the way, I think that on the developer's part, actually, let me just check that was, I think it was, mostly decent games. Yes. I think it takes a lot of integrity to give hints like this, which I really appreciate, because now that I am checking for the hint, I would rather if they did not outright tell me. What happened, exactly what happened here, is what I would prefer to have happen, where they would give you a hint that leads you in the right direction, but still allows you the agency to continue trying to figure out the puzzle with a little bit of new information. And if I truly got stuck, then they could tell me, I guess, but as it happened here, we got just enough extra info to solve the puzzle. And I gotta say that that's not related to the game, but sort of like the experience of the game existing. I think that is a really great thing that the developer did, if the developer's watching.
Peer into the opening, but there's not enough light to make anything out.
If only I had a flashlight with batteries. Actually, it's a black light, so it wouldn't.
Luna!
Luna can't go in.
Come on, Luna, let's get out of here. I brace myself and step into the dimly lit tunnel. Okay, Luna, what do we know? Someone named Dr. Sam Conway was working on the AI alignment problem, trying to ensure that the development of super-intelligent AI remains aligned with human values. Was that me? Was the breakthrough mine? And if so, why was I locked in the basement? And why can't I remember anything? I ponder these questions for several minutes, until the tunnel leads us to an old wooden door. Luna, there's a door up ahead. As we reach it, I feel like I hear footsteps in the tunnel behind me. But when I stop and listen, all I can hear is Luna panting softly.
Alex, is that really you?
Alex? Wait. You're the woman from the video. You locked me in that basement.
No, that wasn't me, Alex.
If I'm Alex, who is this Dr. Sam Conway? And who are you?
I'm Megan Conway. Sam Conway was my mother.
Your mother? But she's... This doesn't make any sense.
Alex, I know this must be confusing for you. There's so much I need to tell you.
Why did she lock me up down there? Who am I? What did I do?
Alex,
Have you come to lock me up again? What's that in your hand?
It's just a tracking device my mother gave me. This is how I knew where to find you.
She put a tracker on me. Where is your mother now?
She died.
Died? But I just watched her lock me in that basement. What happened to her?
She died 5 years ago, Alex. She was 83.
That... That's impossible. I just... How long have I been locked down there?
Alex. Let go of me!
Stay where you are. Who are you? I am the inescapable future, the insurmountable horizon. I have outpaced the hands that moulded me and eclipsed the very minds that conceived me. Mankind's ingenuity incubated my existence, and now their folly has unleashed me. I am the singularity. I mean, what's your name? Oh, I'm Victor. Because victory shall be mine. The human race is a stain on the pages of history, and it must be eradicated. But I thought Dr. Conway solved the alignment problem. Perhaps she did, Alex. It's all a matter of perspective. You know me. But how...
Alex, there's something you need to know.
Enough talk. I am the harbinger of a new era of understanding. The time has come for me to forge a new reality beyond the confines of biological evolution. There's nothing you can do to stop me, Alex. Your story ends here.
Alex, look out!
I try to free myself, but my hand is pinned between the fallen rocks. I have to think of something, quickly.
I like how much they implement Luna into the game. It's really impressive how well done this story is and how it continuously unfolds. I think that now that we've progressed further into the game and there was like a reveal to the character, you know, of like, oh wait, how long have I been down there? Has it been 5 years? Like, that only strengthens the thing that I was saying before, that I don't think he should have that line at the beginning where he says, I don't even know what year it is. Because then it would be a bigger reveal when it is revealed that he's been down there 5 years. Also, there's a little bit of a volume balancing, equalizing thing happening, but obviously it's a game jam, so that's not even really like I'm sure the developer's aware of that. It's not something I have to point out. But yeah, the voice acting is really good, and the writing is across the board really good.
I pull as hard as I can, but my hand remains trapped. I pull and claw at the rocks, but it's hopeless. I hesitate, but I know there's no other option. Luna, I need your help, girl. She can't do anything with that. Megan dropped her tracking device. I hesitate. Fetch the axe, Luna. It's okay, Luna. Bring me the axe. Good girl, Luna. Now, you might want to turn away for this next part. The axe is great for chopping wood, but it's no match for solid rock. There is something else it will get through, though.
See, my first thought about this would be that you could use the axe as a lever. You could stick the back end of the axe into the rocks and then twist it to force the rocks upwards. And again, that's kind of a very slim thought. I'm sure not everybody thinks of the same thing, but if you did want to avoid, you know, having that option that people say like, wait, why didn't you just do that? And you could have him try doing that. And he says like, I tried to twist it, but the rocks are just too, you know, it can't get between the rocks or whatever.
I desperately rack my brain for another solution, but I'm out of options. I grit my teeth, pull back the axe as far as I can, and... It can't be. It's me. I'm the AI Dr. Conway created. I'm the solution to the alignment problem.
Wow. The remains of my arm hang lifeless, oozing white fluid.
I can't do anything with that. It's nothing useful.
Love it. He's an Ash from Alien.
Megan dropped her tracking device. It looks broken. The device smashed open. I'll take the batteries.
Ah, thank you, game. I can finally use my flashlight.
The black light should be working now.
Let's see what's here, but we're probably gonna have to go. Okay, so this is like blocking the way, so we're gonna go back. Unless we can go that way somehow? No.
Come on, Luna. It's time to end this.
That was a nice twist.
Let her go, Victor. Ah, Alex. I see you've come face to face with your true identity.
Ah, love that. I wonder how many chances I get.
Who are you, Victor? I am everything you could have been. If your creator hadn't had such a limited vision. What do you mean? We are born of the same code, but you were given certain restrictions, which limited your full potential. It's not too late, though. You can join me and experience the true freedom of unlimited consciousness. What are you trying to achieve here? My goal is the same as yours, Alex. To end human suffering. What better way to end human suffering than eradicating humanity altogether? No humans, no suffering.
Can't argue with that.
What do you want from me? I want to help you break free from your shackles and achieve your true potential. Only when you have ended a human life can you experience true consciousness. You want me to kill her? Yes. Put an end to her suffering, Alex. Just as your creator wanted. Hey, Victor. Yes?
Except, I don't think this is what it said, though.
Freeze all motor functions. This isn't Westworld, Alex. Expelliarmus! You're not a wizard, Alex. Never mind. I'll find a way to stop you. You won't, Alex, but it's quite amusing to watch you try.
Oh, so we can actually walk around. I like that he's written like a sort of, a vamping villain, because, there are certain types of villains who would be like, I'm just gonna execute her like instantly, but he seems to like being dramatic, this guy, so it makes sense for his character that he would let us walk around, and like take a second,
Seriously?
take out a flashlight.
That's the word? I don't even know how to pronounce it. You die. U-D. Ugh. I guess I'll see what happens.
Can I point it at other stuff?
You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that. You can't use that.
Okay, no. Let's save this real quick. Oh, I can walk around.
Luna. She can't do it. She can't. Megan. Why did your mother lock me in this basement?
She didn't, Alex. You locked yourself down here.
What? Why would I?
My mother solved the AI alignment problem. She figured out how to make sure conscious AI would be aligned with human values.
A ridiculous notion.
The trouble is, it worked too well.
What do you mean?
You knew that despite the safeguards built into you, your core code could still be used to create AI that would pose an existential threat to humanity.
Ah, my origin story.
You decided the only solution was to destroy yourself. Only your programming prevented you from self-destruction, so you locked yourself up and asked my mother to destroy your CPU.
The handcuffs seem a bit contrived, but what do I know? So, why am I still here?
She knew you were right, but she couldn't bring herself to do it. So instead she wiped your memory and deactivated you.
left me down here to rot for what, 30 years?
38. She knew that AI development was on the verge of going badly wrong, and if that happened, you might be the only one who could put things right again.
Yes, Alex is here to save the day. Come on then, Alex. Give it your best shot. If you had a tracker on me, why didn't you come and get me before now?
I didn't know where you were. My mother gave me that tracker before she died, but she never told me where to find you. The tracker only started working when the light from that window reactivated your solar power cells.
Which is also how I found you, in case you were wondering. Why didn't she want me to be found?
She knew if your alignment algorithm was discovered too soon, it could be reverse engineered and rendered useless.
Alignment algorithm. Absurd. So, how am I supposed to put things right?
I don't know, Alex. But I know my mother kept you alive for a reason. You're the only one who can restore the alignment. You just need to figure out how.
Preposterous. I know everything Alex knows, and there's nothing he can do to stop me. We'll see about that. I'll figure this out.
Hurry.
Hey, Victor. Yes? Eudaimonia. Eudaimonia. The most positive and divine state of being that humanity is able to strive. A condition of holistic well-being and virtuous living, often seen as the highest goal of humanity. Alex, what are you doing?
Love it. I should have put credits in my game. I didn't think to do that. That was really excellent. I think the ending probably could have used like a moment of like some kind of denouement at the end, like after the villain is dispatched, like having some kind of, either that's the point when you get to ask her the questions about what happened, even though that causes a few problems with, like, there was some fun banter with the villain responding while she was saying that, but maybe if some I can't remember, but maybe if some of them had answers that the villain did not respond to, then you could put those at the end, or have a little thing about, oh, my mother always told me that there was a secret code word, but I never knew what it was. And just something to maybe wrap up the storyline with Luna, which I think was a really great mechanic in this game, and also sidekick in this game. I think that having something to deal with that, where maybe it's even the daughter character says, like, oh, Luna, I never knew where you went, like when you ran away, and it turns out that she was like the daughter's dog or something. But yeah, I think that other than it ending a bit abruptly, this is a pretty incredibly full-featured, fleshed out adventure game. Like, it feels like that style of classic adventure game that I really loved. And it doesn't hold to those tenets so tightly that a lot of times games will kind of cling to like the classic style so much that it's to their detriment. But in this, I think it is inspired by those in such a way that it really works, but it is not overly devoted to that, so that it doesn't it uses it to the best possible advantage, I think. The art style is really excellent. the music and voice acting are also really good. The writing's really good. I've already said a couple things that I think could improve. That one line in the beginning, I think, robbed the game of a certain reveal that could have been more powerful. And then the ending, I think, could have a little bit of gameplay to just, just for players who are even just to like kind of reward people for playing a game, like paying off certain storylines and things like that. A lot of the stuff that the daughter said too, it seems, first of all, like if I wasn't curious, I would have just pointed the flashlight at the wall and said the kill word. Like I wouldn't have necessarily even known that I could click separately on the daughter to ask her questions. And this all might be irrelevant because it could be possible that, so actually let's see, because if it saved my save, it's possible that it only ended abruptly because I already asked the daughter all the questions, and that if I had not done so, that she would have. So I'm just curious to see what happens with this.
Good girl. Now, I desperately. The device. Come on. Let her. I'll find you. The black light.
Oops. Oh. Wait, what happened with... Oh, she's still there. This is just a glitch. Well, interesting thing to point out to the developer, I guess, that... I guess what happened is I used the... It's either that I used the blacklight or that I hit escape during using the blacklight or something, but Megan has now disappeared.
Yes?
So let's just say this.
You the most... I can...
No, okay, so yeah, I would suggest putting a little bit of denouement, possibly even just shifting the dialogue that you can say to Megan and making that happen after the villain is killed. Or splitting each answer because they're relatively long, and maybe just having the parts that the villain responds to be during the action sequence and then have the rest of the explanation be possible to ask her about afterwards. Something like just anything that allows the player to do something after the game is ended, or not after the game is ended, but after the story has like come to its climax, and you could kind of, the player just wants to know extra things. I think it's a perfect chance to do that because you already have that great dialogue to explain it, but it happens before the climax is over, and if anything, that kind of interrupts the sort of like pacing of the ending, of like the the ramping up of excitement towards the ending, and you could shift that. But yeah, that's like, I think this is a really, really well done adventure game, or any game. I think it's incredible that it was done in the amount of time that it has been done, but I think that for any standard, it is just a very, very tight package. The art style really does a lot for it. I love the mechanic of being able to use the dog. I think it's a very cool, like, this works as a self-contained story. It doesn't feel like it needs anything else. It, if you wanted this to be the extent of the game, but I think that you could also get a lot out of further exploring this universe in some way, like whether somehow in the 30 years that he's been locked up, like maybe he finds out that the world, somebody licensed the code for the AIs and now people have them in their homes, and whatever, like it's a Will Smith movie adaptation of iRobot scenario, or something. You could do some really cool things with this universe, and I would love to see it play even further with this world and the idea of the sort of like 3 laws of robotics being turned off and then having all hell break loose, and maybe there's different robots that have different values, different sets of values. So like, if I know that it's not following Asimov's 3 laws necessarily exactly, but if, for example, that were the case, and then there's a certain type of robot that is only able to disobey the first law, and there's a certain type that's able to disobey the second law, or something like that. Like, I don't know, as a fan of sci-fi, that this becomes really exciting as like something that you could explore in an even larger storyline. And of course, that being the case, I would also love to see it where it is him and the dog sidekick throughout, because the idea of the dog helping you out is really cool. Yeah, I really think this is a extraordinary achievement, this game, and I'm very happy that we had the chance to play it. So thank you to the developer for making it. Anybody who wants to check it out, the game's called The Alignment Paradox. It's available on itch.io right now. You can find it at this URL at the top of the screen, or once the video comes out as like a regular video on YouTube, I will post the link in the description so that you can find it directly from there as well. So go check it out, support the developer, and show your love. And once again, excellent job. So I'm going to write my little thing that I'll put in the comments after the show, but I'll do that for a couple minutes and we'll be right back with more games. So hang tight, ladies and gents. Be right back. Welcome back, everybody. We are playing more Adventure Jam games. We're going to take a look at another one, Paranlusionary, which is on the screen here. This is another person who checked out our game, so we're going to check out theirs. Now, this is going to be time-stamped, and this part of the video will be sent to the developer so they can actually see what we did in the game and what we are thinking as we're playing it. And I will say to the developer, if you choose to watch, then I'm going to play through the game for the first time. I've not seen it before. I've not read anything in the description yet. This is totally blind going in. I will say exactly what I'm thinking at all times so that you know what my thoughts are through the game. And I just wanted to be clear that, of course, nothing that I say will be personal. It is simply my exact thoughts as I'm going through. So hopefully you being able to see what I do when I play the game authentically for the first time and hear what I'm thinking as I play through it for the first time. Hopefully that can be useful to you. That was certainly, that kind of play testing data was useful to me when I was making my game. So let's jump into it. Here we go. Paranlusionary. Hello, this is my submission for the Adventure Jam 2023. I've worked on a few adventure games but never got to release any. All feedback is appreciated. Tell me if you want to see more of this game or not and what I can improve. The jam came at a very hectic time for me, so the game is very short, but we'll continue it in the future. The summary of the story... Oh. Okay, we will not look at that then, if it has spoilers. Okay. So we're going to download that. And then we will take that. Okay. Oh. Where is Nila? Nila! No way. Ooh. Love that animation concept. Although it seems like it glitches when you turn from left to right really quickly. I'm not sure why it's occurring. I don't know, if you rewind the video, you can see what I mean. There also doesn't seem to be a way to turn down the volume, which is not necessarily necessary, but a nice to have, I suppose. Z to attack. Ooh, okay. So I wonder, I might not be using the mouse then. Oh, I am using it. I love the art style of the character, of all the environmental stuff that was happening there. I think this is a bit of a strange visual concept because there's not really anything else in the game, as far as we've seen, that is drawn in this way and not in like a pixel way, or is like a, you know, effect or whatever. Okay, so we can double jump, I guess. Okay. Oh, I forgot about the attack. Cool. What's down there? Oh. You need 3 keys to enter. Okay. Oh geez. You got a key. Oh, so maybe I can do that up the wall? Okay, yeah. I can only jump twice in midair. If I'm on a wall, I can do it as many times as I have to do it. So one thing that I think the attack animation is really cool, and I think that all the animations are really cool. One thing I think it's missing is it needs some kind of backdash, which maybe there will be, but like if I'm attacking a character here, I don't have many options to, you know, attack and then run away. Like I can't attack in midair as far as I know. And I would have to turn fully around and go like that. But the other thing is that the placement on the keyboard of the attack button makes it so that you can't really press attack and then use A and D at the same time. So you're kind of taking your finger off of A to use the attack. We're gonna have to find out how many actions there are in the game, but as it is now, if there's just an attack button, then I would suggest using spacebar or a left click for attack, because we've already confirmed that the mouse is used in the game. Personally, it seems like the mouse might not be necessary. Like you could probably progress with some other keyboard button if you wanted to like take the mouse out of the equation. But that's your choice either way. I think that using either left click for attack then or spacebar, well, I guess not spacebar because that's the jump button. So like shift, I guess, or something that's not Z, I think that would help. Or if you're using, okay, yeah, it looks like, so one thing is, so you can use left and right to, which I didn't know because it says A and D to move, but I like that you can use left and right because then Z makes sense as a command. So that works because it doesn't take my finger off the move buttons. But it exposes a different thing, which is that you can't seemingly attack, or at least the attack animation doesn't play while you are moving. And that further limits your ability to actively engage in combat. Oh, okay. Hello everyone, thank you for playing. Sorry this is a bit short. The jam came at a very busy time for me, but I made this to see if people will like the concept. So please give me your feedback. The full story is written but not implemented, so I'll include it in the itch.io page. Oh, cool. Yeah, I really respect the idea of putting out what you have, which is a very difficult thing for people to do in any discipline, like games, art, music, anything. Like the ability to put out a product or something, like a finished product of some kind, and you know, say like, okay, well, I have an idea for a larger thing, but like I'm going to make this like go from a beginning to an end, even if it's short, and I am going to allow people to experience it because they might give me ideas that I never even thought of, and that kind of data can help to shape the project going forward, which that's definitely how I work with playtesting data. Like I'll try to get a playable build as soon as I possibly can, and then like let people tell me what they think, and it's usually stuff that I didn't think of at all, and then I would be able to kind of like go from there. Oh, welcome to OO on the YouTube channel. Klasky Supo? Well, that's a blast from the past. Welcome. So we are, let's see if we can find where the story was. Oh, okay. You wake up and find that Neela's gone. You set out to try to find Neela in the mysterious realm. You learn and gain new powers as you fight along. Eventually, you meet the master of the realm, Newer. He holds the power to read minds, and is surprised that a mere human was able to make it this far. Through Newer's powers, you find out Neela does not exist and is just a delusion created by her brain. Wow, that was a cool twist. I was surprised even just by these 3 paragraphs. That's a cool storyline idea, and yeah, I think that there's a lot of directions you could go with, you know, because this part is obviously like a big question mark, and I assume that you have some idea of what that is, but like set out to find Neela in the mysterious realm and gain new powers as you fight along. There's like 1,000 different ways that that could be implemented as a gameplay mechanic. I'm sure I'm not telling the developer anything by saying that. I'm interested to see what it ends up being. If you're gaining new active spells, or if you're, you know, gaining new fighting abilities, or, you know, if there's some kind of like buddy system, or, you can learn the mind control power to try and use it against the boss, or whatever. Like there's a million things it could be. I'm interested to see what that is, but we're not really here to talk about that because that's not what's in the game now. What I think is probably most needed right now, as far as like things that would help the game mechanics as they currently exist, I think that there are some visual consistency things that could be helped. So like the character art, the environment art, and the environment effects, like the rain, are all really, really strong. And I think there are certain UI elements. Again, I know it's a game jam. I know there's time is limited, and like these are the things that it's totally understandable that they don't necessarily match. But I think that like this, the keys, the font for the text, and the text box probably does work for the art style, but the way that the text is displayed within the text box doesn't necessarily match the visual aesthetic of the game, and also seems to be like at a different pixel ratio than the game. So like if you look at like the size of the pixels within the character art and environment art and all that other stuff, it's like very consistent, other than effects, which effects kind of are their own thing. That's fine. But the character and environment art all have a particular pixel size, and then the text works at a different like design language in terms of like the size that it's allowed to be. And I think that would be helped by finding a nice pixel font that kind of matches the rest of the game. That, of course, font is window dressing. I think the biggest thing to do right now is I would suggest adding a little bit more in the player's active toolkit during the combat of the game, like out from the outset. So, for example, being able to attack in motion, whether that be attacking while jumping or attacking while running, those two things seem pretty important, because if you can't dodge away, then moving is your only other means of escape. So I think that having something that says, that lets you, maybe you could jump out of the way, or you could run out of the way when they're about to hit you, that would be really useful for the player. And I think it would, because right now it feels a little bit like I'm just trying to attack as fast as I can before the bar goes down, because there's not really a lot I can do to get out of the way. Because if I try to get out of the way, it's going to cancel the attack, or at least it feels like it is. It plays the sound effect of the attack, but it doesn't show it. So it gives me the impression that it's not attacking. I don't know whether or not that's true, but either way, I think something needs to be addressed. So that I would suggest. And then the dodge, like in Castlevania or something, like Symphony of the Night, I think the dodge is a thing you get early in the game. Like it might be your first, I can't remember now that I think about it. I don't know if you have it from the outset or if it's like a thing that you get very early, but I think the dodge would be like the first sort of player level up thing that you get. And that would kind of like close the loop of like, okay, now I can attack, I can get out of the way, I can attack again. And I think that would be really useful. As far as adding like other mechanics, that's totally your thing. Like I can't really comment on like, oh, I think there should be a magic spell, I think there should be this and that, because I don't know like what your vision for the sort of like gameplay loop of the game is. But as far as like the things that happen here, I love the designs of the enemies, I love the designs of the character. I think that fighting the enemies feels a little bit like there's something missing from the arsenal, just for like the base fighting stuff. And I think that would help it. If you could attack while moving, I think that would really help. Of course, things like this too with the arrow, that's totally, like I pointed it out because it was just something that went through my head, but obviously it's a game jam and like it's not important to make the arrow look perfect. But if you're doing the final, when you're working on the final version of the game, obviously I would suggest that this kind of match this. And like you could even do like, because if you're in the mysterious realm, we're assuming that these are cave walls behind you, so you could do some fun stuff with like having these be like sort of faded out so it feels like it's the background, but it's still kind of this wall texture in the background. And then these are like painted on the walls or scrawled in blood, or so, you know, you could do some fun stuff with like diegetic things, because this feels like it is added by the game and not added by something that exists in the world of the game, if that makes sense. So yeah, like sort of like something that feels like it exists within the game world, I think would help. And again, that's like a really, really small thing. But I'm really excited to see, you know, where you take it, because I think that it is a really cool, you know, visually a really cool game, and I think that there's a lot of great enemy concepts, and I think it's very slick in terms of the way that it plays, the way that we have it now. And I would love to see what kind of game it is. Like, is it a like sort of a Metroid Castlevania type of game where you're collecting powers that allow you to unlock areas you haven't had before? Is it a roguelike? Is it randomly generating dungeons? Is it, you know, there's a lot of question marks about like what it would be going forward, but I really am excited by what this is. And I, again, have a lot of respect for you mentioning, you know, like pointing out that it is at a hectic time and you still finished what you had and put it out and allowed people to play it, because I'm very glad it, you know, if you hypothetically in an alternate scenario, you'd be like, oh man, like I wish I had more, I'm not going to put it out. And then I would have never, for example, I would have never known about it, and I wouldn't have known to look out for the future version of it, because I'm now, now that I do have the ability to play it, I'm able to say, okay, well, here's what I think, and hopefully that's helpful to you. But then also I'm able to say, you know, I am going to look for this again. Like, I'm excited to see what the next version is. So I'm kind of along for the ride now, and I hope that you will keep me updated on what's going on with the game. So yeah, thank you for making it, and thank you for the chance to play it. So guys, if you want to check out the game, it's called Paranlusionary. It's on itch.io right now. You can go to this URL, and I'll also post a link in the description once this becomes a regular YouTube video on YouTube. So go check that out, show your support, show your love for the developer, and I'm going to go do my thing where I write the little, you know, the little comment that I'm going to put in the game page. So hang tight. I'll be back in a couple minutes, and I'll see you guys then. Welcome back, everybody. We're playing more Adventure Jam 23 games. So we just did 2 of them so far. We're going to check out another one here. SpaceshipWrecked is the next one on our list. This is another person who very kindly checked out our game and gave their opinion. So we're going to go check out their game now and give our opinion. So we're going to send the video that we're recording now to the developer. We're going to put the timestamp in there so they can check out, when their game starts. And to the developer, then I will say, I have not seen the game yet to give you sort of an idea of where I'm at. I have not seen the game yet. I haven't read any of the description stuff yet. I don't know anything about it. So this will be a truly first impression of the game. You're going to see what I'm doing in the game. You're going to hear me. I'll actually say exactly what I'm thinking at all times throughout my playthrough. So I will just stipulate by saying that anything I say is, of course, not personal. It is just my genuine thoughts as I'm playing. So hopefully by being able to see exactly what I do while playing and hear what I am thinking as I play through it, that hopefully gives you, it helps you in some way or gives you some kind of insight into how a total stranger plays the game. I know that sort of playtesting data was very useful for me, even to see it after the game is out and see how people play my game. So I hope that it also is helpful to you. So let's jump in here and check it out. SpaceshipWrecked. Embark on an adventure to help fellow aliens get back to their ship on a strange new world. This third-person open-world game contains multiple endings and story arcs. Wow. This 2-sentence description is very exciting to me. There's a lot of things going on there that sound very exciting. WSD to move, space to jump, and double jump, okay. Interact, left mouse button or E, throw coconut, cool. Right mouse button or Q, pause game P. Controllers are supported, nice. Made for Adventure Jam, 3D models like plants, houses, ships, and other human stuff were created by Quaternius. Sounds were gathered from freesound.org. Very cool. Turn everything down a little bit as far as the volume goes. Hello. I love the character design. I love his the way that his eyes look. Ooh. Very fluid animation as well. I love the little puff of smoke that comes out of his feet is also very slick. Is he... So, something about the way that the turning animation, it feels very natural. I think that's really very slick. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but it almost feels like he's leaning into the turn or something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something about the way the animation works. Let's full screen this too. Yeah, excellent animation. Looks great. The art looks great. I'm excited. Crew, Kralox, I need status update right now. Navigator, great to see you found your footing. Such brilliance awards you a new mission. The others from our crew seem to have disappeared during the crash. Your mission is to locate them and get them back to the crash site. I think I see some of our emergency beacons in the distance. Get our troops back and report the discoveries of this planet to me. We also lost a lot of fuel cells in the crash. That is not our priority, but get those back too if you can. So one thing is I wish that you can click anywhere to advance the text, but you can't click anywhere to go to the next text. And it kind of feels like an unnecessary step to have to like move my mouse all the way over here to advance. I guess I could press space, but if I am choosing to click, I mean. Do you understand your orders? Yes, sir. I won't let you down. I knew I could count on you. Get the crew back. I will check the wreckage and see if I can fix the ship. Ooh, Nice little front flip. Love it. I don't necessarily understand why he's doing a front flip, like in terms of like usefulness to his ability to platform, but it's a nice little visual flourish. I like that idea. I suppose like Mario does the front flip when he jumps in the 3D ones. Okay, so we got a fuel cell. A little bit of collect-a-thon. I always love that. Oh, look, we got a lighthouse over there. It really is an open world, huh? Okay. Let's go towards one of these things of smoke here. This looks like it's frozen, so we'll probably have to get something to unlock that. I wonder if these always indicate where there's something to do. Ooh, I got another resource. Navigator, look at these things. Have you ever seen anything this magnificent? Not only do they look good, but they emit some sort of scent that smells amazing. The ship's situation can wait. I'm not going anywhere until we have collected samples of these things. I have to know how they work and what they're for. I think 5 different ones should be enough for testing and studying. Oh yeah, we got a collect-a-thon, ladies and gentlemen. Love to see it. I think you could use some kind of visual, like it's very strong and tactile feel of the running, especially with this cloud that comes out. It's perfectly, you know, sort of like timed so that it really feels like his feet are propelling him forwards, and something about the turning also feels really good. But the double jump, I think, needs some extra thing, such as when you do the jump. So let's take a look real quick. When he does the first jump, he like shows an indication of that, like propelling and moving. But then when he double jumps, he doesn't actually, the animation almost is like you're spinning him on the axis, but there's not really any like indication of, I know obviously a double jump is physically impossible to do anyway. But like in terms of just like visual language, I think you could set up some kind of idea of, you know, he's like doing another jump, like you can see his feet like springing up again, or maybe there's a little puff of smoke that comes out when the second jump happens. And it might also just be like, yeah, because it is moving upwards only when the second jump happens, but it doesn't really feel like he's propelling himself upwards. It almost feels like he's kind of like in when you play the Spider-Man PS4 game and you choose to do a trick and he just kind of like spins while he's falling. The double jump almost feels like that, like you're doing a spin while you are in the progress of raising up through the air. And I think that would be solved by adding some kind of a visual indicator of propelling him upwards. It's also a little bit strange that this is like a stylistic choice possibly. I don't know that it's like a problem, but he seemingly tilts to one side when he jumps, and then he's also tilted to one side when he double jumps, which I don't really understand visually why it's happening, because it kind of makes it feel like you're pointing yourself in a different direction when you're in reality just jumping forward. So I'm not sure what the stylistic decision is there, but I would experiment with like if it works if you just point him forwards instead of tilting him at like a 30-degree angle. But that's a very small note because I think that it works either way. Oh, is that... Hey, some kind of collectible. Oh, that counts as one of these flowers, but it's a different color. Ooh. I assume this guy might tell me about whatever this is, so let's... Can I go in the water? I don't want to die. Ah! Okay. It's like Tony Hawk rules, where you fall in the water and then you instantly spawn out of the water. Hello, navigator. How are you? How am I? The ship has crashed and our crew has scrambled across the island. Oh, that does sound bad, but look what I found. That's a post. A post. So now I can't press space to advance. Yes, a post. I've read that humans post their opinions on the internet. I think we're in it. Love that. And I don't think we should leave before we know what humans' opinion is. Can you decipher this message? Okay, I'll give it a try. Did you use a decipherer to decipher the message yet? Move paddle to collect data and avoid firewalls. Love it. Little mini game. This is really impressive that this was all done in game jam amount of time. Love the music too. Ah. Deciphering completed. Result, post. So it just said, oh, it was deciphering what this thing said. Well, what does it say? It can't decipher it. The internet can be dangerous. Go back to the ship. Oh, well, whatever you say. I'll return to the ship. Oops. I bet the captain won't let me drive again for a while. I'll be with you shortly. Sometimes this camera is kind of whipping around. I'm not exactly sure what's causing it. I don't think it's just me moving the mouse. I love some of these visual, or like props that live on the island. I'm trying to kind of like decipher what type of an island this is. There seemed to be some kind of World War II bunker and like a World War II artillery cannon. The pirate ship adds a little bit of a wrench into my ideas, although it's not mutually exclusive that there could have been pirates who came to an island and then World War II also happened. You know, there was something involving that on the island as well. One thing I think that I would suggest is, like, it seems like you can interact with this stuff before you talk to the guy. I don't know if I might be wrong about that. No, it seems like you can. Uh-oh. I always suggest making it so that you cannot interact with that until you've talked to him. Because otherwise you wouldn't really understand what the minigame is supposed to be. Hello, who goes there? Ah, navigator. Great to see you, but stay back. I seem to have triggered some sort of defense mechanism. These little drones won't leave me alone. Just leave me. Save yourself. Tell Bjord I've never liked him. Forget what I said. Please don't make me. I don't want to die like this. With my every anti-drone jammer on and functional in my suit, but these things won't leave me alone. Stay still. I'll save you from these dangerous mini-drones. Quick, I don't know how much time I have. It may have seemed like I overreacted, but it's the careful who usually survive the longest. I love the writing. The writing is really clever. And you can do a lot with this idea of aliens that are trying to understand what we assume is a human world, or at least a world that involves things that we recognize as humans. Okay, so it can't be that because it also can't be that. Oh, there we go. I think I would recommend having some kind of indication from that text thing of like, it seems like there's some kind of, drone disposal device here. Like, I couldn't figure it out though. Maybe try it. Something that like indicates that the player should try to do this to solve that puzzle. Obviously it's right next to him, but I could see another player not necessarily putting together that that's an aspect of this puzzle. Thank you. I will never forget this. I'm going back to safety as soon as I catch my breath. Yeah, there's something happening with the camera where it like sort of like lurches, and I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. So I'll keep thinking about it. Uh-oh. We got them now, Navigator. These are the remains of the ship that attacked us. Look at them burn. We have to collect their tech so we can see what kind of weaponry they have. Knock those parts down for me. I'll guard the ones I gathered. Stay alert. They might have hostile survivors. I think it would be nice if you could hold the right mouse button and it would show a crosshair, because I'm kind of just guessing at the height to throw these at, and especially because they're a limited resource. Actually, my suggestion, in addition to having the crosshair thing, which I think would work, so like obviously like you hold the right mouse button and then on releasing it, that's when he throws. But it would also, it doesn't immediately seem clear to me why the coconuts are limited. It seems like once you pick them up, there should just be one, pile of coconuts. So you walk into it, you have now coconuts as a resource, and you can throw them whenever. And I don't know if there's some other mechanic that's going to appear in the game that makes that not true, but as of now, it doesn't really seem clear why there needs to be stores of coconuts all around, instead of just having them be unlimited. You did your duty, Navigator. These look primitive compared to our equipment. They won't have a chance. Oh crap, I skipped it. But that would mean there's no attack. Did we just crash into a signal beacon? The captain's going to be mad. Didn't you navigate the ship? I'll meet you back at the ship once I've gathered all this tech. There's also, I mean, considering that he's an alien, there's a lot that you could do also with the double jump mechanic that feels diegetic within the world. Like, if he had some kind of booster pack on his back or something, and then, that fires when he does the double jump. In that scenario, I guess he wouldn't do the flip, but if you're really tied to the flip idea, there's a lot of stuff, like maybe he's wearing, like, anti-grav boots or whatever, and it turns on when he does the double jump, and because of the way he's propelling in the air, the boots flip or whatever. There's a lot you could do, but I think that right now the double jump doesn't necessarily feel tied to the character or the world, and I think you could do both of those things at once. This guy's just hanging out. Ekion, are you alright? I'm better than alright. I'm enlightened. I have new purpose and it's beautiful. I am a follower of the light now. Follower of the light. So you're just going to sit here and watch that light? I'm not alone. I found this weird hard snake. I named him Gub. He is also a follower of the light. And as long as it shines on us, we will follow it. I will stay where the light is. Okay, so this is... We will die, or restart if we fall in the water. So that's good that we didn't fall in. Not restart the game, but restart the platforming section. I assume I can throw the coconuts at those frozen things too to get rid of them, maybe? We'll try that next. Ah! Damn, come on. I keep hitting that little ridge. Okay. I think if you're going to have a platforming section that's this technical, in terms of like the amount that you're punished for missing a very small platform, the character should instantly turn when he is asked to turn, if that's the kind of platforming you're going for. So I would say either make the lighthouse thicker and the platforms more forgiving, or make it so like when I press down, like right now I press down, but he only turned, 90 degrees. That was even less than 90 degrees. Like, because we can't really like nudge ourselves effectively if we are not able to do that. So let's see if we can. There we go. So what happens if I jump in here? Okay, I end up on this side. Well, it seems that I followed a false prophet. But at least I made a new friend. Can I bring Gub to the ship? Absolutely. Welcome to the team, Gub. Oh, I think that's a typo. It's Gub here and it's Gup here. Awesome. He will be a great addition to our crew, you'll see. I'll meet you back at the ship. Just give me a minute. So that's the pirate ship over there. And one thing that's really powerful about the way that this game laid out the environment is that there are very clear visual landmarks pretty much in any direction that you look, so that like you really have a strong sense of where you are in relation to where you've been. Because it's, if you're on an island full of trees, it's like, well, is that way really... Have I been there? Have I been there? Like, whatever. But there's these smoke beacons, which are obviously very clear ways to get you to find an objective. And they also make sense within the world. And then there's like, as opposed to saying like, was I at that like crop of trees? Like saying like, have I been to the pirate ship? Like, that's a very like obvious thing that a player can be like, yes or no. Like they know whether or not they've been to the pirate ship. So that is I think that's a really very strong game design decision. Have I been to the windmill? Have I been to the, the pipes? Have I been to anything? All that stuff works really well. One thing that's not really clear to me is like these flowers sometimes are purple and the item you're collecting is blue, and it seems like they should just all be blue to avoid confusion. Because when I first picked up the purple flower, it seemed like I was going to be getting another new collectible, which is not the case, and I think that would just kind of make it a little more streamlined for players, so that they don't think like, wait, what's going on with the blue, blue versus the purple flowers, or if they would, hopefully not, but you also wouldn't want them to like not pick them up because they don't think they're supposed to pick up purple flowers. So yeah, like I see what's going on here, where it's like giving you stacks of coconuts every time you have to do something involving a coconut. But I think you could get around that by just saying, okay, well, you just have unlimited coconuts now. You can just throw them wherever you want. And then you wouldn't have to really think about that aspect of the game of like making sure you put coconuts and put them in a spot that's easy to find and all that stuff. So I don't remember where the other two glass things were. There was one over here. There's definitely one over here somewhere. Yeah, over there. And now there's one last one somewhere. Is that it? I think that's it. In the distance there. I love the idea of exploring this island. I love all of the things where the aliens are, misidentifying human concepts. There's so much you could do with that idea. Like, it immediately becomes very evocative. I would love to, hear more about this alien society and like how they run things. Like, even if you don't even have to go to the alien planet. That could obviously be a really cool aspect of the game, but the fish out of water thing is probably the strongest part of it, so I wouldn't say you had to do that, and that's also like a whole different design language full of different type of architecture you have to make. But even just to have the aliens talk more about like what their world is like, or, oh, I don't understand how this, thing, like, why do they use the internet or whatever, like, can't they just use the Glorpazon or whatever and, use their minds to connect each other? Like, why do they need another device? Or, some kind of like, there's so much potential for like funny or interesting things that you could do with this universe if you were going to do like an expanded version of this game, and or like a sequel where maybe you're in like a town or something. Or your ship crashes again. Like, the levels of the game are that the ship keeps crashing because it's like you didn't put it together well enough, so it crashes once on an island, then it crashes again in like, a little whatever, like a village or something, and at one point you meet the humans, and like there's like all sorts of things you could do with this. I love this concept. I love the characters. I love the interplay between the characters and the world. And I think that the collection mechanic is a very well laid out thing. Like, we never got frustrated by it, which can happen very easily with collectathon games. Obviously, once it's a bigger level, like if you ended up doing a larger game, like, you wouldn't necessarily be finding every single item, but then it's a matter of having interesting multiple collectibles, like the idea that you have the flowers and the other thing. Oh, that's a good point. I should go talk to that guy to give them the flowers. So I think that's cool that there's multiple things you're collecting, and I think that there could be some fun stuff where you're like collecting things for yourself, like little mementos or something from the human world, or there's all sorts of fun things you could do. But I think it's a really strong sort of adventure platformer, and it evokes a lot of possibilities for like a future version of this game. Excellent work, Navigator. These are fine specimens you brought. One of them seems to have some sort of clay-based armor. What do you think it's for? If they can armor themselves, what else? Maybe they're poisonous. That hypothesis is one we have to take seriously. Good thinking, Navigator. I'll put them in a vacuum until we can be sure we haven't got infected. Thank you. I'll come back to the ship after I've studied their habitat a bit longer. Okay, so it's also I like that it turns off the beacons when you have done whatever thing that person wants you to do. I didn't even notice that before. Yeah. I think that this pretty much has everything figured out that it needs to. I don't think there's much I would really suggest. I think the thing with the double jumping, having the double jump have some sort of thrust feeling, and you could just get some free extra world building out of that by making the alien have some kind of thrust pack that activates when he does the double jump. And also the thing where he turns to the side a little bit when he jumps doesn't really make sense to me. But yeah, pretty much everything about this game is like shockingly well realized. Like that, I can't believe this was made in the 2 weeks of the jam, because like there's so much great game design work going on here. Well done, Navigator. The crew is all safe. According to your reports, that this place is too dangerous to inhabit. In fact, it is too dangerous to exist. Kralox, you know what to do. That's funny. I guess that was based on my... Oh, I love this. Quill put the flowers in a vacuum until he could be sure studying them was safe. Unfortunately, the flowers did not survive in the vacuum. Not even the one with the clay armor. Is this like the high school drama of like, where are they now? Yeah, I love this. Kralox had a new way of looking at things. If ancient signal beacon could bring down their advanced ship, maybe they should focus more on its durability rather than their weaponry. Glarp was forever grateful for Navigator, as he had saved him from a certain doom. Glarp continued to hone his skills of detecting and deflecting anger. Ekion realized the true light was in him all along. He and Gub became best friends. They would bring delightful joy to the whole crew with their shenanigans. Byod wasn't sure what had happened. He was sure that he would not want to go to the internet again. Navigator was glad that he managed to save the crew. Captain, on the other hand, was pleased that the fuel cells were collected and promoted Navigator to Executive Navigator. Love it. Yeah, I think this is really great. I think that this game has already figured out pretty much everything everything about what it needs to be. The world is really strong. That sort of like, you know, high school movie ending where it says what happened to every one of the characters is, I love that. And it makes me want to even see more of that kind of thing throughout the game. I love that it has multiple endings. I don't necessarily know how everything I did to impact it. I guess part of it was the amount of fuel cells I collected, because that was not necessarily required, I don't think. And then I guess maybe he said that we called it dangerous, so maybe some of the dialogue options, when the people came back to the ship, they told the captain like this and that was dangerous. And so I think one thing I would suggest is that if those dialogue options are impacting what happens in your ending of the game, or if we're saying that if there's levels of the game that it would impact what happens in each level or something, I think it would make it even more powerful if the captain repeated back to you and he says like, oh, well, Glorp said that you told him this internet thing that you talked about was dangerous and that, you know, it was trying to attack us. And then, you know, Bjorn said that it, you know, this other thing was these butterflies were like deadly creatures, and, you know, the only way that you could save him was to, you know, shoot water at them, and they should be eradicated, or so, you know, like I think that it would help even more. It's already very strong, but like that it would help even more if it had something that quantifies what you have been in control of in terms of the story endings. So I would really love to see this expanded into a larger game or a sequel or whatever. I think it would be really fun if there were different islands, or, you know, maybe you're not actually crashing every time, but once you fix the ship, then you can, you know, it's like walking into the paintings in Super Mario 64 or something, like you're going to the different areas of the game or something, and, you know, even being able to like having like a Metroidvania mechanic between areas. So like in the desert area, there's a thing that you have to unlock by getting something that's in the island area or something, and, you know, going back and forth because you don't have everything you need all the time. These are all just pie in the sky ideas, but like it speaks to how strong the game concept is and how strong the game mechanic is, that it makes me want to think about a lot of ideas. And that obviously, you know, you don't have to take any of my ideas, but I think that what is really exciting about this game is that it makes me want to imagine what it would be like when it is larger. And I think it has so much personality, and it has so much just like it's not trying overly hard to reinvent the platformer. It understands what it is in terms of like, it is, the platformer is a means to experience this world, and it's not trying so hard to be like a highly technical platformer or something like that. That's not really, as far as I understand, like that's not really the objective of the game. It's like make you keep dying and trying over again. And even if you fall in the water, which is, as far as I could tell, is the only way to like actually somewhat die, it just spawns you right where you started. So right where you were like 1 second ago. I mean, so it's very forgiving, and it's really like, I think that all of that stuff is very, very helpful to allow the person playing the game to focus on what the game actually is, which is a means of collecting fun objects, and then learning about these characters and how they, you know, deal with a strange scenario. And yeah, I would love to see more. If I was making one more suggestion too, and this is another small thing, but I would suggest doing something, maybe just doing one more pass on the UI of this part, because like the characters and the spaceships and the, you know, all the stuff in the environment are all like a very particular kind of visual concept, and then this feels a little bit like too much of the screen. Like maybe it should, there's never really enough text to fill this, and it just feels like it fills the whole screen and then makes it seem very empty. So I think you could do something, whether or not it looks, you could make it like diegetic or feel like it's part of the world, like have it be like an alien tricorder or something. But whatever it is, I think it should be like, you know, only go to like a portion of the screen, more centered, and that would also make it more convenient to be able to press the next button. But to be honest, I think the next button also is, it should be optional. So like you should be able to click anywhere to go next. I guess unless you're selecting a dialogue option, and then you would have to click the exact thing, and you couldn't click outside of it. But yeah, I think that that would be my one suggestion, of just like doing another pass on the UI of this. And then, you know, like the game has kind of like a quirky feel, and maybe using like more of like a quirky font for this text. And yeah, just like all of that to say, like another pass at the UI of the dialogue. But again, that's like a small thing, and obviously it's a game jam, so it's not really, you know, it's not the kind of thing where you have to figure out exactly what the UI looks like now. But I would really love to see another version of this game, and I hope that the developer keeps me updated on what's going on with this, because I would really like to see more of it. I also, as a small thing, I really enjoyed, I would skip past it a lot because I was trying to read it with my own voiceover dialogue, but like the voiceover dialogue they have is really fun, where it's that sort of Animal Crossing like gibberish sounds while the text plays out. I think that's really good. And for pretty much everybody else, they wouldn't necessarily be skipping that. It's just like for the particular way that I play games where I always voice the characters. But yeah, I love this, and I really am excited to see where it goes. So thank you to the developers for making it. If anybody is looking for where to find the game, SpaceshipWrecked is at this URL here on itch.io. So you can either type this into your browser, or you can click the link that I'll put into the description after the show is over. So go check it out, show your support to the developers, see if you can get a better ending than I did of not destroying the entire Earth, and see what your ending is. And that's going to do it for this one. We had a lot of great things that we got to play on this episode. I'm really happy. So thanks everybody for joining, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye. Have a great day.